Welcome to Engadget Tomorrow. I'm Imran Sheikh, and this is where you get to hear about tomorrow today. Today we're talking about the differences in policy and attitude toward AI from Congress and NASA. Let's start on Capitol Hill. Congress apparently has strict limits on the use of ChatGPT and similar generative AI tools. Axios claims to have obtained a memo from House of Representatives Administrative Chief Catherine Spinder setting narrow conditions for the use of ChatGPT and similar large language AI models in congressional offices. Staff are only allowed to use the paid ChatGPT Plus service due to its tighter privacy controls, and then only for research and evaluation, Spinder says. They cannot use the technology as part of their everyday work. House offices are only allowed to use the chatbot with publicly accessible data even when using Plus, Spinder adds. The privacy features have to be manually enabled to prevent interactions from feeding data into the AI model. ChatGPT's free tier isn't currently allowed, as are any other large language models. We've asked the House for comment, and we'll let you know if we hear back. A use policy like this wouldn't be surprising, though. Institutions and companies have warned against using generative AI due to the potential for accidents and misuse. Republicans drew criticism for using an AI-generated attack ad, for instance, while Samsung staff supposedly leaked sensitive data through ChatGPT while using the bot for work. Schools have banned these systems over cheating concerns. House restrictions theoretically prevent similar problems, such as AI-written legislation and speeches. The House policy might not face much opposition. Both sides of Congress are attempting to regulate and otherwise govern AI. In the House, Representative Richie Torres introduced a bill that would require disclaimers for uses of generative AI, while Representative Yvette Clarke wants similar disclosures for political ads. Senators have conducted hearings on AI and put forward a bill to hold AI developers accountable for harmful content produced using their platforms. On the other hand, NASA is embracing AI, so much so they are creating a ChatGPT-like assistant for astronauts. Deployment of an early version is planned for the Lunar Gateway space station. Despite our intrinsic distrust of AI in space taught to us by movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey, it offers large advantages to both manned and unmanned missions. To that end, NASA is developing a system that will allow astronauts to perform maneuvers, conduct experiments, and more using a natural language ChatGPT-like interface, The Guardian reported. The idea is to get to a point where we have conversational interactions with space vehicles, and they are also talking back to us on alerts, interesting findings they see in the solar system and beyond, said Dr. Larissa Suzuki, speaking at an IEEE meeting on next-gen space communication. It's really not like science fiction anymore, she said. NASA aims to deploy the system on its Lunar Gateway, a space station that will orbit the moon and provide support for NASA's Artemis mission. It would use a natural language interface that allows astronauts to seek advice on experiments or conduct maneuvers without diving into complex manuals. On a dedicated page soliciting small business support for Lunar Gateway, NASA wrote that it would require AI and machine learning technologies to manage various systems when it's unoccupied as well. Those include autonomous operations of science payloads, data transmission prioritization, autonomous operations, health management of Gateway, and more. For instance, Suzuki outlined a scenario in which the system would automatically fix data transmission glitches and inefficiencies, along with other types of digital outages. We cannot send an engineer up in space whenever a space vehicle goes offline or its software breaks somehow, she said. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributors Joe Fingus and Steve Dent and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.